Yeah, well, I mean, before we get into all that, just a quick college baseball weekend recap. Couple teams from Illinois that had solid weekends. Illinois went 3-0 on the weekend. They didn't play like a one team series. They played multiple teams throughout, but they're off to a 7-4 start. And then NIU went 3-1 against Lindenwood this weekend, and they are also off to a 7-4 start. SIU went 2-1 in their series over Seton Hall. Bradley went 2-1 in their series over Tennessee Martin, and then SIUE went 2-2 over the weekend against Eastern Michigan. So some Illinois teams doing well to start off the year. But are there any names from these Illinois guys that have stood out to you so far this season?
Well, there was a big one. Brandon Bakes, he won Player of the Week. Hold on, what conference is that? MVC?
Missouri Valley.
Yeah. Brandon Bakes, he won MVC Player of the Week, I just saw. And it looks like someone has notes in there on him, so feel free to jump in. But it looks like he's batting about 340 on the year. And with 4 bombs already, 4 doubles, 11 RBIs, and 16 hits. So he's just continuing to rake. I mean, that's just kind of what he's been doing. And so it's good to see him off to a good start.
Well, and Connor Lockwood, too, he won the Missouri Valley Pitcher of the Week for Valpo. He threw 7 innings, struck out 2, didn't allow a run, and no walks against USC Upstate. So a couple of Illinois guys taking home some weekly honors in the Missouri Valley.
I love that. You mentioned Illinois going, 3-0 on the week. I think they've won 5 straight. And, I mean, maybe not a surprise, but being this young and doing what he's doing, like, I got to call out AJ Putty. I think we've maybe talked on him in, like, every episode. But it is really impressive. Huge shout out to AJ, hitting 409 on the year with 4 home runs, a triple, 6 doubles. Like, he's just slugging. 22 RBIs, and earned Big Ten Freshman of the Week last week. I see somebody put a note in here. So there's a lot of Illinois guys making, statements for Illinois this year so far. Like Michael Farina, Colin Jennings, there's a bunch. But man, AJ Putty, what he's doing is really impressive, and should earn him like national recognition. Hitting 409. So that's one I want to call out. Another one sitting there in the Big Ten that we haven't talked too much on, but started as a freshman at Indiana, Cooper Malamajian out of Nazareth. He hit 320 last year with like 17 doubles. I was kind of just briefly looking back at some stats. This year he's hitting 330 so far. He plays shortstop. Long time just absolute stud. Can stick on the left side of the diamond, shortstop, and really handling the bat. That's another one I wanted to call out. And then Aiden Hazy from Joliet Catholic. He's out now at Mercer. Really impressed us his senior year at the Pro Case. Earned an invite to the Super 60 just with the pure stuff. Really dynamic in a bullpen setting. And went to Tennessee out of high school. Now he's at Mercer. Has not given up an earned run on the year. Now he's thrown 6 2/3 innings pitched. He's only given up 3 hits. 2 walks, and he struck out 11. And then the number that really stood out to me is guys are hitting 136 off of him. So that dynamic stuff that he always had shown is really now starting to play on the field, which is one of the reasons why you got to bet on arm talent. Guys that have really dynamic stuff and arm talent, yeah, it may take some guys a little bit longer than others, but if it clicks, it can turn into some really, really good above average, stuff and play at that high level Division I.
I actually have another MVC honor for Illinois. Sohrab Razai from Chicago Lab, Wabash Valley. He's at Bradley now. He was the newcomer of the week for the MVC. So we got 3 adding him in there.
Sohrab, I mean, you guys kind of joke about it. My affinity for little undersized middle infielders. Sohrab fits that bill perfectly, and he played the game fast. He's a hard-nosed guy, like just a pesky at bat, really good bat to ball guy. So really cool to see him getting some play there at Bradley.
Yeah, and how about Cam Appenzeller at Tennessee? On the year, he's pitched 11 innings, has 15 strikeouts, only 3 walks, 2 earned runs, and 4 hits. And then an Effingham native, Josh McDevitt, for Missouri. He has 14 innings pitched with 9 strikeouts. So just some more guys there. Ethan Eberle, I had him in here too. Last week against Central Michigan, he threw 5 2/3 innings, struck out 9, walked 3, allowed 2 earned runs and 5 hits. But just some arms here in the Central Illinois area that just keep kind of having good years. And Ethan had a good year last year for Louisville, and I'm sure he's kind of been their guy this year too so far. So we'll see how they continue to go.
There's probably more guys. This was probably the first weekend where I really was checked out on college baseball. Just given what we had going on with the All States and the Joliet and all the follow-up stuff. But I'm sure there's some other guys, worth a mention, and maybe we'll catch up on that next week. But I doubt it because our work here is not slowing down trying to get ready for this high school season.